How are we, everybody? You're very welcome. It is, what is it? Jesus, it's Monday night. Is it Monday night? It's Monday night. Welcome to the Late Night Agenda. I'm your host, Craig. The curtain came down on another fantastic Premier League season for the Reds yesterday. A 2-0 victory at home to Wolves meant that Liverpool are now 2 seasons unbeaten at home in the Premier League. And we went through the Premier League season gaining 97 points and losing just one game to the eventual champions Manchester City. As I promised, and I said I'm not a bitter person, I want to start off by congratulating Manchester City on winning the Premier League. 98 points and 100 points the season before is a tremendous achievement. We've been critical of Manchester City for many things on this stream, but we are good sports if nothing else, so I want to congratulate them on that victory. And we'll be back next season to give it another one hell of a go at trying to wrestle that Premier League title away from them. But look, guys, there's so much for us to get through. I want to start off as well by saying thanks to everybody that came and met us yesterday at the beer keller. Thanks to Domestic Butler who stuck a few quid behind the bar so we could get everybody a drink. So massive love to Domestic Butler as well. Hello to everybody in the chat. I've so much to get through tonight. I have slept about 7 or 8 hours since last Tuesday night's game against Barcelona. My eyes are hanging out of my head. But you know what? I'm so full of fucking pride for this football club. And the way I seen our fans react yesterday, the way it was around the city of Liverpool. Just love, man. Just love, just pride in this amazing team, the amazing city that is Liverpool, and Reds fans for just being fantastic as always. Joanna's in, Mossy's in, Carly's in, Easy Scotty's in, Imran's in, Joshua's in, Paul Turner's in, V.A. Van Dijk's in, Epic Ledger's in, Tom Boland's in, Sean W's in, Jersey Boy's in, who else we got? A Fury Gamer Demon's in, if I missed anybody, Lean Bar's in, Zaid's in, Cart's in, Shadow Games is in, Sales in, and I think I've got everybody. Andrew Robertson, Ryan O'Farrell, Mac as well, Douglas James Horn, Alex Reddo, Mark Henley, Davey Fisher, Santosh, Liz Golden, David Tobin. I think I've got everybody. Brian Morrissey as well. And excuse me if I've missed anyone. Billy Lar, Max Preston, Leitrim for Sam, Familiar to Brilliance, Jamie Todd. How the hell are we, guys? How are we all feeling? Look, yesterday wasn't the fairy tale ending that we'd all hoped for. There's no shying away from that fact. It was asking a lot to expect Brighton to get something off Manchester City, especially the run of form Manchester City have been on. They won 14 games in a row to go and win the Premier League, and look, what can you do in this situation? As I said, we congratulate them at the start of the stream, and I sincerely mean that. I don't know what else to say with regards to that one. We've got something to look forward to on the 1st of June. We've got loads of time to build this up. Jurgen Klopp has given the Liverpool players 5 days off for a bit of rest and recuperation because it's been one hell of a hectic end to the season for them. And I think they've earned that few days off. And then preparations will go into full swing for that Champions League final against Spurs in Madrid on the 1st of June at the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium. We're going to build up to that. You know we'll build up to that as well. Love the vlog, said Max. Thank you, mate. Again, nothing to do with me, all down to Connor. I was watching it as it premiered actually, because I seen it the first time, the same as all of you guys, because Connor had only just finished editing it. So if you haven't seen our vlog, it's only about 10 minutes long. Give it a watch, it's up there. And well done to Connor again on amazing work. Right, what else have we got in? Loads of people talking about being proud to be a Liverpool fan. Love the Reds. Far Royals in, buddy. How are you? Azzy's in. When Glenn Murray scored, I went to grab a drink. By the time I came back, Aguero had equalised. Yeah, it was quick. They did hit back quick, and do you know what? As I said, fair play to them. I can't say anything but fair play to them. We can talk about. There's plenty of time to talk about other issues, but right now, just want to say well done to them, and we'll leave it at there. That's enough. Oh, I almost feel dirty, but that's enough. That's enough. Got to be the fair, good sports and these things, don't we? We're doing the double, the Champions League and the UEFA Super Cup. There you go, Remy. I love it. Guys, I want to start off tonight. How many times have I said that so far? I want to start off tonight. It's probably the fourth thing I've covered. And something that I meant to do yesterday, but of course us being hectic in the day it was yesterday, we didn't do much live stuff. I wanted to just take a second to say a massive happy 18th birthday to Bjorn's son, Anton Mellon, who, as I said, celebrated his 18th birthday yesterday. I know we watched the stream, so Anton, Bjorn and all the family, I hope you had a lovely day yesterday celebrating Anton's 18th birthday. Thank you guys so much for watching, and Anton, mate, it only gets better from here, buddy. You're 18, the fun really starts now, and thank you for your constant support to the channel. Feeling tickety boo, we're going to conquer all of Europe, said Billy Lar. We've got the home dressing room for the final, said Scotty. Yes, anybody who hasn't seen this, by the way, even though we're the designated away team in the Champions League final, for security reasons, which I believe is down to where our fans are located in the stadium, the specific tram or train numbers that our fans have to get to the stadium, and for various other reasons, only really known to UEFA, to be fair. Liverpool have been given the home dressing room, which is the much bigger, more plush dressing room. Atletico Madrid's home dressing room in the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium for that game on the 1st of June. So look, we'll take it. Any little bit of home comforts or any little bit of extra comfort the club can have, why not? Amazing by the lads, but I was gutted yesterday, said Zaid. Yeah, I can understand why you'd be gutted. I'm just proud. I know I've said it, you're probably sick of me saying it, but my overwhelming feeling is pride. 97 points or something, and I know you're probably sick of me again saying this, but we would have taken it at the start of the season if it was offered to us. If we're being honest with ourselves, I think most of us will. Lots of people saying happy birthday to Anton as well, which is, you know what, this is why I think you guys are the best subscribers on YouTube, because of these lovely kind little touches. The main news, I suppose, that we should start with today, again, the 5th time we've started something, the main news today is that Mohamed Salah's daughter has continued her rich vein of goal-scoring form, and she now scores her annual end-of-season goals in front of the Kop. The look of joy and pride plastered all over Mohamed Salah's face when his daughter scored that goal yesterday. It was one of the moments of the day for me. It's just the pure joy and happiness and love of a father seeing his daughter celebrating a lovely little moment, and the big beaming smile across the young lady's face as well. It truly was a beautiful thing to see. Obviously, we've seen Virgil van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold presented with the Golden Sambas yesterday by the fans in the Kop as well. So congratulations to those guys. We now know that Alisson Becker won the Golden Glove. Congratulations to him. He beat out Ederson by 1 clean sheet. We've got 3 winners of the Golden Boot this season. So we've Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane after his double against Wolves, and Aubameyang as well. So congratulations to all 3 guys on a tremendous achievement. I'm not sure if it's the first time you've had a three-time Golden Boot, or 3 winners of the Golden Boot. I don't know. My memory's shocking, as you know, so I'm not even going to pretend. And also, obviously, Virgil van Dijk won the PFA Player of the Season, which we've spoken about before. Hence the kind of banter-esque domestic treble title or thumbnail for the stream tonight. Can somebody boot out Crypto UK, please? I'm not even going to read out his comment because it doesn't deserve to be read out. We celebrated more than when they scored the second goal, said Alex Redo. Yeah, look, the Liverpool fans, they're just amazing. Even this morning when we were leaving, there were still fans out and about singing. It was just, the city was buzzing yesterday. The whole city was proud of it. Well, I say the whole city, obviously the Blues weren't, but the whole red part of the city and everybody that had gone there for the last day were nothing but proud of the boys. Trent's dad looks like Pele, said Azzy. Do you know what I haven't seen Trent's dad? I haven't seen the pictures. Do I think Sunderland is going to get promoted? I don't know. I hope so. I like Sunderland as a club, but I honestly don't know. Craig Connor should get the golden tripod. Definitely, Stephen. Absolutely, definitely. And again, Stephen, it was a pleasure meeting you and Louise yesterday, as it was for Willow, or Wendy, as I should call her, but I told her yesterday she'll always going to be referred to as Willow. So yeah, to everyone that showed up yesterday, to everybody that we met throughout the day and said hello to, a couple of people came up and introduced themselves as well. It was a pleasure, and thank you all for coming. Did you see Trent still out on the pitch crossing the balls with his mates? I did, Brian. I didn't see the video, but I did see a still image of it. What do I think about Eden Hazard? I don't really want to talk about Eden Hazard, mate. It doesn't interest me in the slightest. Well, Eden Hazard has to do with, like, it looks like he's gone off to Madrid, but I don't care. Nor do I care about Chelsea. I don't mean that to be rude, Zaid. I know you're a regular. I just couldn't give a shit about Hazard, mate. I honestly don't care about him. I love you too, Mini Midget Gaming. How are you? Welcome in. Santosh said Arsenal win the Europa League and Liverpool to win the Champions League. I would agree. That would be my guess as well, Santosh, my friend. Did you see the video of Collymore sharing a taxi with somebody from Dublin? He didn't even know who he was for about 15 minutes. No, I'm still playing catch up as he from yesterday. Scotty said, thoughts on the game yesterday? Do you know, it wasn't a great performance, Scotty. It was not a great performance, which was entirely understandable, obviously, in the occasion that was in it. 2 good goals from Sadio Mane as well. Another assist from Trent for the first one. The second one, I can't remember, was another assist from Trent for the second one. I honestly, my mind's gone blank on who assisted. But how many headers has Sadio Mane scoring recently? That was nuts. So for him to get 2 and equal with Mo Salah, it was probably about right and deserved, to be fair. I thought Mane had a very good end to the season. I think a very good season in general. And to have both of them joint at the top, I thought was lovely, obviously along with Aubameyang. Trent's 2 passes were clinical, so it was Trent. There you go, thank you very much. Goals in the semis of the Champions League, Manchester City 0, Duke Origi 2. Facts, can't argue with facts. I can almost see the comments now going in the video later on. Yeah, well, fuck you, Premier League titles. Who cares, mate? It's all a bit of fun, relax. Do you think we'll win the Champions League? Yes, I do. I mean, I'm not arrogant about it, but I believe we can beat Spurs. Of course I do. But it's not going to be easy. And any team that gets to a Champions League final has earned their place there and deserves respect. 25-point increase from last season, said Hayne. Other teams should be worried next season, including City. Absolutely, mate. We had a mountain to climb. Look, every season the points are reset, but what you're saying and what I've said as well is we did have that type of a gap, and Manchester City were only 2 points worse off than they were last season at 98, which is a ridiculous total. But you know what? So was our 97, but it just wasn't quite good enough. So next season, hopefully we can flip it over by another few points and finally get that one in the bank. How long will the stream be for? I would say we're looking at about an hour tonight, Christian, because I'm so tired. But I wanted to come on because I missed not being on for the past couple of days, so I want to come on and say hello to everyone. Wish they had a Premier League final, first and second face each other. That makes no sense at all, Alex. If you win the Premier League, you deserve to win the Premier League. Yeah, I mean, first and second wouldn't make any sense. Manchester City were top. They deserve the title. That's my view on it anyway, mate. If you're top, you're top, and the league table doesn't lie at the end of the season. Kind of wish Robbo got an assist in the Wolves game. He's had an amazing season as well, though. Andy Robertson, mate, he's had an amazing season. Craig Ladd put on the 1920 shirt. It's in the wash. I was wearing it yesterday. It's in the wash already because, you know, travelling, stinking of sweat. It's in the wash. What else we got? What's the newest video of 10 minutes? 1 second. Do you make more money? Why is the newest video 10 minutes? Because it's a vlog, Lewis, of our trip to Liverpool over the weekend, mate. Do we make more money? People obsessed with fucking money. I'm going to say this for the 1 millionth time, mate. We don't give a fuck about money. The video's 10 minutes because it's a vlog of our little trip over, so that's why it's 10 minutes long. Love the vlog, said Kev. Thank you very much, buddy. Again, it's all down to Connor. Connor's the brains behind all the stuff like that. Your eyebrows are so Irish. Okay, Damo. I've never heard somebody describe... I've heard people talk about how big my eyebrows are, how it's a unibrow, a monobrow, but never the fact that they're so Irish. I like it, mate. Well in. Crosby Red's in the house. How are you, Crosby Red? Even the Reds, proud of the lads and positive. Number 6 coming home. I hope so, Crosby Red. I really do. Oh, I'm still laughing at that eyebrow comment. Brilliant. We've lots to get to tonight. We've some stuff about Manchester City as well. We'll get to that. We've got to look ahead to the Champions League final. I want to hear all your thoughts. I want to talk transfers as well. You guys have to try and keep me awake here, so I'm going to need the comments to come thick and fast. Stingray said, hi Craig, I've every confidence in these boys. All they got to do is get one more big performance and they'll be rewarded. Yeah, they deserve something from the season. I mean, it's easy to say that and people will go, well, you get what you deserve, and that is true. But I think we can all say that the performance levels that Jurgen Klopp's team have put in this season have been exceptional, and for them to finish the season without any silverware would be a travesty. So here's hoping for that number 6. Can you imagine not being a Liverpool fan, not worth thinking about compared to what the rest are like, said Paul Turner. No, I can't, Paul. I honestly can't, and I'm so happy that my life went in that direction when I was a kid, and the memories I've been given since starting to support Liverpool when I was a young kid is, yeah, you couldn't put a price on it, mate. Will said, evening Craig, hope you enjoyed Liverpool. Of course, always. I mean, every time you get over to Liverpool, you enjoy yourself. It's just a wonderful city. The thing on that vlog about money was hilarious. Was a good watch. Yeah, it was fun again. Well, good editing from Connor once again. Mane's the true golden boot winner because he's the only one that doesn't take penalties. That's, you do know, Santos, that James Milner takes Liverpool's penalties, mate, don't you? I can't remember off the top of my head, but Did Salah take one penalty this season? I can't remember, as I said, I'm guessing here, but James Milner's a penalty taker, so you're kind of a bit misinformed there, mate, in what you're saying. Can you do more vlogs next season? Absolutely. We're going to shake up the content a little bit next season, mate, and we will do some more shorter videos as well as the nightly streams as well. As I said, podcasts. We'll have transfer news coming up over the summer. So yeah, we have a little bit for everybody, because we have taken on board everybody's comments this season, and we know some people haven't got an hour or an hour and 15 minutes to watch the streams back. So we're going to try and do things to help out everybody. We're trying to improve the watch-alongs as well. Lots and lots of little bits and pieces, which we hope that you like, but we hope you like them because you suggested them. So we're going to do our best to make everything happen. What position do you think Liverpool should improve in the summer? Centre forward, a wide forward, or a 10, but preferably a 10. A lot of this does depend. You have to caveat some of this by saying it depends on who leaves. So if you're looking at, and again I'm just spitballing here, Klein, Moreno, Sturridge, Mignolet, possibly Lovren, and again that's just a guess, possibly Lallana. None of us really know what's going to happen with James Milner yet. So it's a difficult question to answer without knowing how many bodies we're going to need. But the obvious ones, as I said, are a 10, a striker, maybe a wide forward, backup fullback, substitute goalkeeper or backup goalkeeper, because we're going to move on Mignolet. I've said many times I'd like Kevin Kelleher to get a chance to prove himself, but obviously I'm not Jurgen Klopp, so I don't know. John, how are you, mate? Hey Craig, hope you enjoyed your trip to the great city of Liverpool. Always, buddy, it's always a pleasure to get over. The flight is such a gift from Dublin. Me and Connor timed it was like 33 minutes or something like that. Up, down, in Liverpool. Absolutely perfect. Hi Craig, I feel sorry for you just losing out in the league in the final day. Good luck next season. And as an Arsenal fan, beat Tottenham in the final of the Champions League. Thank you, Devon. Yeah. It was a great season, mate. It was a ding-dong battle with Manchester City. And they won. And you know, what can you say? They won, and we congratulated them on it. And as you said, we push on for next season. And I do appreciate the comments. And I fancy you guys to win the Europa League. I said that, I think from the quarter-final stage onwards, I thought that you guys were the favourites to go and do it. And go and beat Chelsea, because I'm not massively a fan of Chelsea at all, to be fair. Watch along with co-commentary would be good. Goldbridge works well. I would disagree, Azzy. I would disagree. Not on the co-commentary thing. I don't know, for me, I don't want to be critical of Mark, because I'm a fan of what Mark does. I just think, for me, I like doing the play-by-play commentary in the watch-alongs, and I think everyone has their own way of doing things, so have a co-commentator there, you'd want to make sure everything is synced up absolutely perfectly between myself and the co-commentator with regards to the game, because even a delay of being in other countries or different parts of Ireland even can cause a few second delays. So for the way we do it, I don't know if it would be possible unless I had somebody here with me in the house, you know, sitting down watching it. For Mark, the way they do it, they're a little bit more reactionary to what's going on. They let moments pass, then they discuss them as such, whereas I kind of try and comment through on it. So I think the way we do our watch-alongs are a little bit different, which is why I said I don't know if it'd work for us, but it clearly does work very well for Mark. He's been very successful. And having two voices there, yeah, I get where you're coming from. Liam said, alright mate, house tricks pal, I'm still gutted about yesterday, so can't put into words how proud I am of these lads and the team, but let's go on to Madrid to win number 6. Spot on, Liam. Yeah, God, it's going to feel like an eternity, isn't it, between now and the 1st of June. But you know what, we'll get through it. We will have lots to talk about. The transfer window opens up on the 17th, so we're going to start getting transfer rumours ticking fast now, breaking in the media. They've already been there, but they're going to come even more fast. A little story from Manchester United which made me chuckle today. We've spoken about them bringing on a director of football. I know, look, none of you probably care. You're not United fans, nor am I, but the names that have been mentioned have been hilarious. I mean, Mike Phelan was there. He was mentioned. Rio Ferdinand we've seen mentioned. But the latest name mentioned today on Sky Sports News was Darren Fletcher. Which, I mean, come on. Seriously, if I'm a United fan right now, I'm banging my head against the wall. not knowing what the hell is going on. The team needs to be stripped from top to bottom. I don't believe in their manager, and I think deep down a lot of Manchester United fans really don't believe in their manager either. They might, he's a club legend, so he's going to get some grace, but I think deep down they all know that he's a little bit wet behind the ears. He's a little bit naive when it comes to top level management, and I love it. Don't get me wrong, as a Liverpool fan I think it's brilliant, but the nonsensical way some of that stuff at that club has been done, it's crazy. And I'm so glad that we are in a position now where we don't have to worry about that. We're happy with the way the club's been run, really happy with the manager. The player purchases have been fantastic. The recruitment has been amazing. The younger players that have been brought in as well seem to be progressing. So from our side, it's all fucking great, isn't it? And what more could you ask for? Brandon said, love this channel. Thank God I found it. We're glad you found it as well, Brandon May. Thank you. Your thoughts on the Tide Golden Boot? I don't... What can I say except congratulations to all of them? I mean, they all scored the same amount of goals. The three of them won it. I mean, I'd rather Aubameyang didn't score a hat-trick and we'd have lost it by one. Do you know what I mean? It's good to have two of our players there, three of them sharing the award. It just goes to show that there's some top-notch centre-forwards or top-notch attacking players playing in the Premier League. What John said, hey Craig, how are you doing? Did you hear Phil Thompson saying we should get Coutinho back? What do you think about Chris Hughton being sacked? Right, we'll start off with the Thompson thing about Coutinho. No, for me. But now, Phil Thompson obviously has far more information from inside Liverpool Football Club than I will ever have. But the few bits that we do know and bits that we read in Melissa Reddy's excellent article or excellent piece on the Coutinho situation when he left, the way he went about exiting, I don't know. If Jurgen Klopp wanted him back, then who am I to second guess? He was an excellent footballer at Liverpool. Nobody can deny that. He's been a much better player than we've seen at Barcelona. So I'd leave that up to the manager. But for me, I'm never really a fan of going back for players. So I would pass, but if Klopp wanted to, then who am I to second guess him? The Chris Hughton thing is an absolute disgrace, if you ask me. I think he's been overachieving as Brighton manager, getting them promoted, keeping them up. I think they're going to live to regret that decision. I think Chris Hughton deserves to be treated much, much, much better than that. And that seems to be the general consensus of what I've seen over the past few hours on social media. Gokul said, hi Craig, we have to win the Champions League. The team and Klopp deserves a trophy. Yes, on both fronts. And I sincerely hope that we do. But look, none of us can guarantee anything at this point. But I'm confident. I'm sure you guys are confident as well. But you get to a final. Spurs have gotten to a final. You got to give them respect. I'm glad they signed Ollie way too early, said Zaid. Yeah, I'm with you, pal. They should have left it till the end of the season. It would have done them no harm whatsoever. They already got the bounce. Things were going fine for them. They got themselves, at that time where they signed the contract, back into a position where they were really, really challenging for the top four. And then they just fell away. And I don't know, I'd be interested. I see a couple of United fans there in the chat, but I'd be interested to know their opinion on the situation with Solskjaer, because it's one thing a Liverpool fan coming on and saying he's not going to cut it or it was a stupid decision. But then again, it's not our club, so I'd be interested. I know we do have a few Manchester United fans that are in the chat. I can see MUFC Gamer there, so again, maybe we can get their opinion. MUFC Gamer said, hello, brilliant Premier League battle, unreal, you pushed them hard, I'm happiest in ages that the season's over. I can understand that, to be fair, mate. It was a bad end to the season. I didn't like some of the abuse Pogba's way, actually, if I'm being honest, from Manchester United. And it's a small section of fans that are vocal, make the club and their fan base look like idiots. And they're in every club, so I'm not having to go at Manchester United here. There's dickheads in absolutely every fan base. But I thought, as much as Pogba has been pretty disappointing this season, I think there's ways of going about things. Good evening from Rory Bailey in Dublin. Rory, how are you, sir? Thank you for joining us. Cardiff Legend, said Connor, with regards to Solskjaer. Salah to Stoke City. I mean, nailed on. Papa Jaffa. Has to be 88 million announced on Friday. You can take that to the bank. Coutinho can fuck off, said Liverpool Legends. He left us worse than Sterling. Familiar to Brilliant said, I'd forget Coutinho. Klopp can buy another star for less. Don't bring back that snake, said Santosh. Just watched the vlog, said Peter. Looks like you had fun. Wish you could have made it into the Keller. Next time, hopefully, Peter. I mean, we're hoping to have a lot more next season. So, fingers crossed we can do this a couple more times. I was talking to the Sandon as well. They messaged me a couple of times over the last few days, and they're happy to have us there at some point as well if we want to do something in the standing, which, of course, will be an honour. I mean, the club is so famous amongst Liverpool fans. It was where Liverpool started, basically. So yeah, that would be brilliant to do that sometime. Papa Lou said, "Hi Craig, let's get around everywhere from now on. We have to bring Anfield to Madrid." Oh, I've no doubt, Papa Lou. I have no doubt. The amount of people I know that are going to Madrid that don't have a ticket or don't even believe they'll get a ticket. Reds will show up, and I'm sure Spurs fans will as well. But we're everywhere, us. Do you know what I mean? I mean, that phrase is there for a reason. Coutinho's at his dream club now. Leave him there, said Damo Dongo. Damo Dongo, excuse me, Damo. LFC don't need Coutinho. We have Oxlade-Chamberlain, Naby Keita, Curtis and Shaqiri. Why the hell did Chris Hughton get sacked? That's the $64,000 question, mate, isn't it? It was ridiculous for me. Absolutely ridiculous. It's the most ludicrous sacking of the Premier League season as far as I'm concerned. Craig Weston said, "I'm so proud of Kloppo and the boys," as you should be, buddy, and as we all should be. It was one hell of an effort. Did you see Jurgen Klopp's post-match press conference where he was saying that if he was to list off all the reasons why he's proud of this team, that he'd be there till an hour before Madrid, which is just wonderful. I mean, he couldn't have asked any more from his players. They gave him every sinew, every ounce, every breath that they had, and they fought right till the end. And anybody that we spoke to in Liverpool over the weekend, any Reds that we spoke to, pride, yes, there's disappointment. You can't lie. You're disappointed to not win the league. Of course you are. But the overwhelming emotion was pride. Every single person that we spoke to, it was pride. And that tells you how far we're coming. Maxi Gomez and Julian Brandt got cool with regards to transfers. Gomez, obviously for those that maybe aren't sure who Maxi Gomez is, he's a Uruguayan international who plays for Celta Vigo. He'd been linked in the last couple of windows. I'm not going to lie, I haven't seen too much of the guy. I just did a little bit of research on him when I'd seen him linked. Julian Brandt, I think any club that gets him, particularly for the 25 odd million that his buyout clause seemed to be, will get an absolute bargain. Did you see Gary Neville getting beer thrown over and walking past the City fans? I did. I also heard the Munich taunts. And it's difficult to talk about these things because you don't want to sound like you're trying to put down an entire set of fans, because you aren't. There's dickheads in every fan base. I said that 10 minutes ago. Throwing the beer with them was shithousery, but the Munich chants, as few as they were, to be fair, again, just not good enough. There's no need for that in the game. And look, our fans have been dickheads at times as well. I'm not trying to say our shit doesn't stink. It just takes one or two gobshites, doesn't it? If Liverpool don't win the Champions League and they don't win anything next season, will he get sacked? For me, Klopp could go out and shit in the centre circle at Anfield and I still wouldn't sack him, because the improvements he's continuously making to the club. So no, not for me, mate. United cost me 1.9 grand on Saturday. Had City, Liverpool and United to win. Never wanted him as manager. He's a yes man, said John Bale. Hope you had an amazing day. We did. All of us did. It was lovely to meet everybody. We need Dybala, said Zaid. A few people that we spoke to would like him as well. I'm not going to lie. He'd be perfect in that 10. Fekir, those rumours are coming back around again, of course. I don't know if there's any truth to them. I don't know if there's anything new on Fekir. But, you know, maybe sometimes it's lazy journalism. Maybe there is a little bit of something coming out there. He's refusing to sign a new deal at Lyon, so he will probably move somewhere. Gomez ain't bad, but Brandt would be awesome, said Stephen Richards. Do I think we'll win the Champions League move this year? Yes, I do, but it's not going to be easy. But honestly, I think the experience from last season, the hurt that those guys felt, the build up to the day, the travelling, the nerves, everything, that have gone through it all from last season, and experience does help. It might not help an awful lot, but sometimes at this level, 1, 2, 3% can make a world of difference. So yes, I'm feeling confident going into it, but not arrogant. Harold, mate, I'm not getting into that question of a race. It's not a question I'm willing to talk about, mate, because I'm not well informed enough to discuss it. So I'll pass on that one if that's okay. Pep looked tired late this season. I think it took a lot out of him. The Premier League does take a lot out of managers, Sean, to be fair. I think you see managers age rather quickly over the first 3 or 4 years in the Premier League. De Ligt and Virgil would be unbeatable, said Gaz. That's what a lot of us are hoping for, Gaz. I think deep down, I'm not letting myself believe just yet, but I would love De Ligt to come in. He'd be amazing. It seems like it's Liverpool, Barcelona, maybe one or two other clubs. I'd heard Bayern Munich linked with him, but again, the club are keeping their cards very, very close to their chest when it comes to transfers, so we're going to have to wait and see what happens. Not for me, said Romeo KGT. Took Fergie 6 years to win anything. The Tactician, how are you? It's good to be back. It's good to have you back, pal. Pleasure to meet you and Connor and the other Reds, said Louise. Yes, it was an absolute pleasure, Louise. It was a great day. It was lovely meeting you, Stephen, and everybody else there. And thank you to the Beer Keller, by the way, for hosting us and looking after us the way they did. Right, so somebody's brought this up. I didn't want to be the one to bring this up because I didn't want to seem like a bitter fucker, but somebody's brought it up. Now I can use it as an excuse to talk about it. So, as he said, apparently Manchester City being kicked out of the Champions League. Now, we got to caveat this with a few things. So there are reports coming out today. The one that I'd seen came from, was it the New York Times? I think it was the New York Times. And there were other various media outlets suggesting that UEFA investigators will suggest to UEFA's board to ban Manchester City from the Champions League. I think, let's just say 1 season, but that's not set in stone. But I've got to caveat that again, because even if UEFA come out and ban Manchester City from the Champions League, Manchester City will appeal that decision to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. So this could be a massive moment for FFP in general, and I don't just mean for whatever happens to Manchester City, because if Manchester City challenge FFP and they go to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, or they go to, I don't know, whatever other courts there are after that, if there are, and they win their case, it's basically going to say that FFP is dead and buried, because this will be the first really serious legal challenge to it. And I've often wondered about this. It's a minefield of legal technicalities and challenges that I'm absolutely not equipped to talk about. I even spoke to a couple of people who were solicitors themselves, and it's even far too complicated for them to talk about. So it will be interesting to see if FFP holds up to scrutiny from what will no doubt be an absolutely top-notch legal team from both sides. So it'll be interesting to see how it works out. If it does hold up and Manchester City receive a ban, then we'll see what happens. If it doesn't, and FFP is basically ruled out by the Court of Arbitration for Sport or another court, then we can say that FFP is dead in the water and it will never be able to be enforced properly, and that it will be back to whoever has the most money can do what they want with it. So it'll be interesting to see how it works out. I don't want to say too much on this because nothing has been confirmed yet. I don't want to seem like the fella that's coming on here looking for an excuse to kick Manchester City after they win the league, because that's not the type of way that I am. I've been open and frank about this from the start of the season, but everybody deserves a little bit of time to celebrate, and they won the Premier League. Let them have their celebrations, and whatever happens may or may not happen in due course. Yeah, that's my take on it anyway, but again, let's wait and see what happens. Evan said, I don't hold ill will towards Coutinho. He always gave his best for the club. Well, that's not true, mate, to be fair. Feigned injury twice. Disrupted the club at a very important part of the season. I mean, most of the time gave his best for the club, yes, but all the time, I think that's just not true. But I get where you're going with this, so let me just keep on reading your comment. Helped us to obtain Champions League and must have worked extremely hard in training to achieve this level of play he reached. Yes, no argument with that part of it at all, mate. He said, regardless, I don't think he'd suit Liverpool's style, nor would it help the overall team mentality the club brought him, if the club brought him back. When Coutinho was here, I remember having conversations with people on podcasts where we all asked each other, do you think Coutinho, if he wasn't at the club when Jurgen Klopp arrived, would be the type of player that Jurgen Klopp would have gone out and signed? And he always seemed like a bit of a luxury in a Klopp system to me. So, yeah, I wouldn't be in any way confident of him coming back. But football has thrown up stranger things. So, again, let's just wait and see what happens. Want Klopp to sign a long-term contract, said Paul. There's a lot of rumours that he's going to sign a new 5-year contract, but until the ink is dry on the paper and it's held up and Klopp is there sitting down taking pictures, it's all just guesswork. We all want him here for as long as possible. Dybala is like 70 to 80 million, said Zaid. Again, mate, that's pretty much guesswork from all of us, and it may be educated guesswork because maybe there's a few media outlets reporting that amount. We can definitely afford 70 to 80 million, no surer thing than that. And another note, I'm not sure if you guys heard this, but even though Manchester City won the Premier League, Liverpool will receive more prize money this season, I believe, because maybe they were shown more on television. I don't know how it's worked out, but that was something that I'd read an article on the other day. Dybala is not good enough for Liverpool, said Iranian Pride. My opinion would be that I would beg to differ because I think he hasn't had his greatest season, but I think Jurgen Klopp would bring him on leaps and bounds. Not that Allegri isn't a fantastic coach, he is. Maybe Allegri just doesn't trust Dybala at this moment in time, but I honestly feel he'll blossom at Liverpool. If we signed De Ligt, what would you say the price will be? 65, roughly, Kyle, there or thereabouts. It'd be less than we paid for Virgil van Dijk, so I'd say somewhere from 60 to 70. Excuse me. But all that, of course, it's just guesswork. They should deduct league points for their shenanigans, said Claire. Well, on that, there's 2 different investigations open at the minute. So UEFA have their own investigation, and I believe, again, excuse me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe that UEFA are only able to remove them from Europe for FFP rule breaks. The Premier League investigation, now that's a whole another thing, and nor do I want to even guess what might happen there, but they're 2 separate investigations. I don't believe that UEFA have the power to deduct any points from Manchester City in the Premier League. I think that will be a matter solely for the Premier League to look at. How's banning City out of the Champions League a punishment? They're never going to win it. I suppose maybe it might stop them from attracting players for a season. It might take less sponsorship money in. I don't know, Crosby Red. I think it's one of the only things available to UEFA. Best Buddy said, how did you enjoy your day at Liverpool? It was great, mate. It was really, really good. Willow said, I couldn't accept Coutinho back. Too much water under the bridge. Yeah, it's weird though, because even from Coutinho's point of view, he looks like a player that needs an arm around him, and he was never going to get that at United unless he hit the ground running. Douglas James Horn said, Manchester City are the Tim Henman of the Champions League. They can only get to a semi. I like it, mate. I'm actually impressed. Do you remember Tim Henman? I don't know how old you are, Douglas James Horn, but I'm impressed. Because that's for old people like me. The team immediately got better when Coutinho left. It really did, said Dave Sweeney. It did, 100%. I mean, I was fuming when he left in January and we brought nobody in. I was almost certain it would massively negatively impact our season. Well, what the fuck do I know? It went completely the other way, didn't it? Gal said, I don't think Dybala would suit us. We do well with players who don't think they're better than the club. Any player that comes into Liverpool Football Club, their mentality for me, I will be absolutely confident of, because I believe Jurgen Klopp will have done his research, will have sat down and talked with the player, and unless they show him the hunger, the passion, the determination and the iron will to succeed, they won't become a Liverpool player. I'm very confident of that. Coutinho back to Liverpool or to Man United? I mean, not to Liverpool, I don't think. To United, why would he go there? Without being blunt, well, it is being blunt. Why would he go there to play in the Europa League? I'm sure he has. I think PSG might be more of a likely destination. Champions League is coming up, said TJ. Is it TJ2? I think it's TJ2. It is, mate. I cannot fucking wait. I'd like Icardi. He's nuts, but some player, said Greg Duffy. His wife, who's his agent, said that he'd be staying in Italy. But he's nuts and a great player, as you said, Greg. So, oh, sorry. I hate sneezing on a stream. I don't know what's up with me lately, so I do apologise. He is a nut job at Icardi, but he's a quality player. But I don't think we'll see him. Not the way his wife was talking, anyway. Coutinho should go to PSG, said Lee. Boba Fett is in. How are you, buddy? Welcome back. Van Dijk, De Ligt, Lincoln with the Dutch international centre-back partner would be class, wouldn't it? Subscribe and like, said Stephen Richards. Please do. As you can see, guys, we have Yeah, we've even gained a few subscribers over the 2 days we haven't been streaming, which is amazing. So if you are enjoying the streams, or maybe you recently watched the vlog of the trip and you enjoyed that, please do hit that subscribe button as always. Drop a like on the stream as well. Let's take Coutinho back and limit him to under 23 football, said Gaz. I mean, that would be a bit of a waste of wages, mate, to be fair. Douglas James Horn said, I'm 26. I saw the Goran Ivanisevic semi-final between him and Tim Henman. I was so happy the year Goran Ivanisevic won Wimbledon, mate. He just, as a wild card entry as well, it was just a beautiful story. Do you think Klopp would still get the spotlight for his amazing work at another club? Do we think that Klopp would still get the spotlight for his amazing work at another club? Of course. There would be no shortage of clubs. Jurgen Klopp could name his club if he left Liverpool, which he won't be doing, by the way, but of course. He's an excellent manager, an excellent man motivator. For owners of football clubs, he would appeal to sponsors. There's just so many boxes ticked with the crazy German. And the fact that he's brilliant and crazy and full of energy, and he's just amazing, isn't he? I just love him. Thank you for those saying bless you. I try so hard not to sneeze on streams, but sometimes when I'm looking at the ring light, it makes me want to sneeze. More snots than Sudocreme tonight. No Sudocreme. The nose is healing up. No Sudocreme required tonight. But yeah, definitely some sneeziness. What's Alisson's best saves this season? Please answer. Well, it has to be for me the one against Napoli right at the end of the game. The one that has gotten us basically to be able to go to a Champions League final. It mightn't be his most technically gifted save of the season, but by God, it's certainly been the most important to me. Anybody else have any other answers to that? Please do put it in. Thank you, Premier League fan, for the question. Do I like the team? What the fuck is this? Slaman Bompapa. No idea what the fuck that is, Mr. Peanut. Sorry. 2 Champions League finals in consecutive years and lost by a solitary point to a club that's compiled 198 points in 2 seasons, said Craig Weston. Yes, it's been class. I love some traditions Jurgen holds his principles, not like touching the "This is Anfield" plaque. Yeah, he told players they're not allowed to do that till they win something, didn't he? But Jordan Henderson did touch it once, actually. I remember seeing that. Skipper Dog said, hopefully we buy an attacking midfielder and another forward in the summer. The transfer window is going to creep up on us really, really, really soon. Actually, when does it open? Thursday, Friday? What day is the 16th, 17th? It's Thursday or Friday anyway. Whatever the 17th is, that's when the window opens. No one beats Klopp for charisma, said Stephen Richards. Hello? Clearly I do. Yeah, no, really. He is just oozes charisma, doesn't he? Again, massive shout out to Connor for the Heronomics performed in compiling that vlog earlier on. I only seen it the same as you guys when it went live, so good work. I mean, yeah, he keeps pulling rabbits out of hats, doesn't he? Sneezing, the orgasm of the nose. I believe I read somewhere, Elijah John, that it's 1/8 of an orgasm. How true that is, I don't know. Love that vid, Craig. That guy knocked... Or did that guy knock you out? Yeah, no, Brandon. As always, these little threatening, little trolling shits are full of crap. So no, nobody came near us. Nobody threatened us. Nobody tried to punch me as was promised on streams by people. Nah. Full of shit, as always. Craig, who do you think Liverpool should bring in the summer and the upgrades? I just keep coming up with the same answer, sorry. Timo Werner, a number 10, a backup fullback, and maybe a centre back. Save against Barcelona, last chance of the first half, said the Irish Beard. As in Alisson's best save. Klopp needs to have a club where he can have 6, 7, 8 years. He does like to build, doesn't he? And he said when he came into Liverpool, he wants to leave the club in a better place than it was when he arrived. And I think we can safely say that that is definitely the case already. Did Messi deserve a red card when he punched Fabinho? No, nowhere close to it, mate. Not at all. I don't know if he even actually connected with the punch to the head. I think the camera angle was a little bit misleading. Nor do I think, by the way, really that it was a free kick to Messi. And let's remember he did pinch 10 feet there as well for that free kick. But no, absolutely not a red card. The 16th at midnight. Well, it's technically 1 second past midnight on the 17th, Andrew, isn't it? Because at midnight, does that not then make it the 17th? I'm pedantics here, buddy, I know. Or is it semantics? I don't know what word I was looking for there. We're splitting hairs. Let's just go with that one. What do you think of the atmosphere around Liverpool yesterday? My first time there and I was blown away, said William. It was sensational. Right from when we got there, we got into Liverpool City Centre at about 10:30 a.m. So immediately we went up to the Liverpool store and you could see just all over Liverpool One Shopping Centre there were people sunbathing and the Reds are out in force already. People were singing, people were having a few drinks, people were enjoying themselves. The Liverpool store, as always on a match day, was absolutely ramo in Liverpool 1. Then we got to the venue at 11 and by half 11 that place was filling up. And by the time it got to 2 o'clock they'd stopped letting people into the venue. It was that full. Yeah, it was great. The city was buzzing after the game. It was still buzzing when we were going back to the airport at like 5:30, 5:45 in the morning. It's just a great city. It's just a great place to go. If you haven't been to Liverpool, even if you're not going over on a match day or a match weekend, I cannot recommend the city highly enough. It is so much fun. Craig, I love transfers, says Kyle. As do I, buddy. And don't worry, you won't be short of transfer news over the summer, buddy. I will be hunting down as many stories as I can because I am a transfer whore. I absolutely adore transfer news. Should Firmino be on the bench instead of Origi? No, absolutely not. I love Divock for what he's done this season, but there's no comparison. Bobby Firmino was an infinitely better footballer than Divock Origi and brings more to the team than Divock Origi. So I would say no. You got to play Firmino if he's fit. Liverpool's best goal of the season. By the way, you make really good videos and they're very underrated. I don't know how to take that one. Very underrated. Does that mean everyone thinks I'm shit? I don't know. Either way, I'm just glad people watch anyway, mate. And thank you for the kind words. Best goal of the season. I suppose it depends what you're classing. I'm sorry I keep rubbing my nose, by the way. I'm aware I'm doing that, but I'm coming down with a cold. I think I'm just run down. Best goal of the season. It depends on what context you want to put it in. Are we talking quality-wise, or are we talking the goal I enjoyed the most, or the goal I felt was the most important? Because my answer immediately is going to be Divock Origi's goal against Everton, because it was just beautiful in every shithousing way. Little fuck up from Mr. T-Rex hands. Divock Origi there to score, 96th minute. Best quality strike of the season. There's a few. Salah's scored a couple of great goals. Connor asked me this question the other day and I gave him the Origi answer because I just enjoyed that more than any other goal. I think Suarez wore out his welcome mat. He absolutely fucking did. Sounds like a TV show, Heronomics, said Sean W. It's my phrase actually, or my word. Well, I'm not saying I invented the word. Sorry, I absolutely didn't invent the word, but it's a word I use all the time when I'm talking to Connor. I keep saying, buddy, this is Heronomics in action when I'm describing something. It's one of my cheesy little phrases. I've never used it on the stream before. I don't know why. It's probably the only place I've never used the word. Willow said it was only the reserved ones that they were letting in by 2 o'clock. Yeah, even October arrived at the venue quite late. I think she was about 2:45, and Connor had to go outside and get them to let October come inside. That's how full it was in there. Craig, I motherfucking love you guys, said Stephen Richards. Thank you, mate. We fucking love you too, mate. It was so much fun yesterday. I had a blast meeting everybody. And I felt so fucking safe having Stephen standing beside me all day. I knew I was never getting that punch because Stephen's a big monster of a chap. He's a big, tall, bald, strong, hardy fella. So you're now my new go-to bouncer, Stephen. Whenever we go to Liverpool, mate, you're never leaving my side. You're standing right beside me. And if you have to take a punch, pal, do you know what I mean? You have to take a punch, but I know you'll do it. Honestly, nobody's coming near me if Stephen's standing around. Does Origi or Brewster get more goals next season? That's a very, very difficult question to answer, Luke. Oh, God. It's a great question, mate. I would say Origi. But I hope it's Brewster because I want Brewster to have an amazing breakthrough season and I'm absolutely convinced he's going to be a superstar. I just don't know how quickly Klopp will want to heap pressure on his young shoulders or how quickly he'll be introduced. but I hope he has a great season, and I've every faith in him that he's going to be a massive hit at Liverpool Football Club. Brandon Kelly, I'm having a great day, thank you, mate. I hope you are as well. Lee said, we ended up sitting in the cafe under the beer cellar with faces like smacked asses. Why was that, Lee? Could you not get in? You should have WhatsApped us, mate. We'd have came out and gotten you. Or messaged us on Twitter. Maybe you didn't, I missed it. But I didn't see a DM from you. But yeah, you should have let us know, mate. We'd have went and got you. Sturridge at the bridge. Oh, the goal. Sorry, I was thinking you were talking about a transfer there, Craig Weston, mate. That was a great goal. Daniel Sturridge's goal at the bridge. That's a good show. Prediction for the Champions League final. 2-0 to Liverpool or 3-1 to Liverpool, Shabir, is my prediction. Anybody else want to give us a score prediction for the Champions League final? Please do. And Shabir, I'd love to know yours as well. I'm trying not to sing whenever I pause now, because I'm aware people know that that's my go-to now. So I'm trying to shake it up a little bit. Willow said, I absolutely loved seeing October. She's so lovely. Craig's brilliant. Connor's the dome with the camera. Just loved it. It was good fun. It was a great day. Shame we didn't get the fairy tale ending that we all hoped for, but it's still great to get over to Liverpool, isn't it, and see the Reds win. Nice thing about you going into transfer season is that I'm not all worried about losing any of our best players. That's a very good point, Crosby Red. Front three all tied down to new long-term deals at the start of the season, as we know. Van Dijk ain't going anywhere, as much as some people in the media try to say if we don't win the Champions League, and I'm not naming any names, Gareth Crooks, that he might go somewhere, which is just ridiculous. Mark McDonald said, hey Craig, I hope City beat Watford as well. We played them in the Community Shield, and if we beat Spurs, it would be nice to win the Super Cup. I don't want anywhere near the Community Shield, Mark. Nothing to do with it, mate. It's, yeah, I don't want to be, for me, fuck it. I don't want to be in. We didn't win the league. We didn't win the FA Cup. I don't want to be playing the Community Shield. My prediction, as I don't predict what the score will be, said David. Each to their own, my friend. 4-1 for Craig Weston. 5-0 for Hayne. That would be epic. 3-1 to Liverpool, said Guy Jabal. iFan said 2-0 to Liverpool. Andrew Childerhouse said 2-1 to Liverpool. What else we got? Sheffield United fans think they're signing Ziyech. I didn't see that, but Jesus, that's mental. There's just no way that's happening. With all due respect to Sheffield United, and congratulations to them on coming back up to the Premier League, but it's just not happening. Mark Henry said 3-1 to Liverpool. Brian Morrissey 4-2 to the Reds. Crosby Red 3-1 to Liverpool. 5-2 Firmino, Salah, and 2 for Salah and 1 for Origi. So Dave Sweeney. 3-1 for Connor. 4-1 for Albertus. 3-1 for Liverpool Football Club. Jamie Sinclair's going 1-0 to Spurs. What else we got? Douglas James Horn's going 2-0 to Liverpool. Elijah John said, pity we aren't playing Spurs next week. We're on fire right now. The players could probably do with a bit of a break. And I'm sure that, as I said, last year's preparations will be key here, and that everybody knows what to expect. Everybody knows a little bit more than they did previously. How crazy is it, by the way, that this is Trent's second Champions League final at his tender young age? Like, it's nuts. 10-2 to the Reds, said Brandon. I mean, that would be the most ridiculously ludicrous Champions League final ever. 2-0 to Liverpool, said Premier League fan. Ryan O'Farrell said 2-1 to the Reds. Claire Dean's gone 3-2 to the Reds. 2-1 to the Reds for Ryan O'Farrell, as I said. The Irish Beard 3-1 to the Reds. Proper Skills 1-1 with the Reds to win 5-4 on penalties. Ryan O'Farrell 1-1 the Reds to win on penalties. John Bale said, hope we win in normal time. I have 1.4k on it. Jesus, you're a brave man, mate. I mean, I'm backing us to win, but nearly $1.5 is a lot of wage. Damien McKenna said, Craig, do you think we'll sign Fekir finally, or do you even rate him? I absolutely rate him very highly, Damien. And I was as over the moon by it as everybody else when we thought we were signing him last year. And the fact that it didn't happen, I was gutted. I'm not going to lie, Damien. I was gutted. I fully believe that the club pulled out of it for the right reasons. Not that I know what those reasons were, but I trust the people who were in charge to make the right decisions. Whether it happens this summer or not, I guess we'll find out soon enough, because I can't see it dragging out. Jurgen Klopp's going to want to get things done as soon as he can. Whether much is done before the Champions League final or not, I honestly don't know. But he'll want the players in for a full pre-season because they're going to want to get started, hit the ground running next season, and try and get out ahead of Manchester City if at all possible. I've moved to Norwich now, said Hayne. I can watch the Reds at Carrow Road. Is Carrow Road, I know it's Norwich Stadium, but is that the one that has the hotel just kind of behind the corner of the stadium? Is it Norwich that have the hotel there? Tottenham are a good side, but 1-0 to Liverpool, said AJ Biggs. Just got the YouTube notifications of Brian Morrissey for this now. Has to be a record. No, it's not, mate. We've got new YouTube notifications days after a stream has actually started. That's the latest ones I remember. And what else we got? Julian Brandt rumours picking up at the moment, said Liverpool 5 times. I don't know. The whole transfer thing for me, I'm just trying to wait and see what happens because there's not much coming out of the English side here with regards to transfers for Liverpool. I like that. I mean, I love the whole Fabinho-esque type of transfer where it just happens and we just never seen it coming, and then all of a sudden it's been announced or he's on a plane on his way over to sign the deal. The Irish Beard said all players were nearly done by now to get them in for pre-season. No messing around next season. City now know they can't fuck up. We'll go all the way again, said the Irish Beard. Got Cool said, I'm sure we'll announce after the Champions League final like Fabinho. Hopefully 2 more signings. Dave Sweeney said, we'll sign somebody just after the Champions League final like Fabinho. Why are we talking about Larry Bird and Michael Jordan? That's very strange. I think that's the first time basketball's ever been mentioned on a stream, actually. Liam Granby said we're going to beat Spurs 3-0. Tottenham will play similar to Wolves, carrying a threat and happy to sit back and counter, but we can stay composed and take big ears back to Anfield, said Liverpool 5 times. I don't know, I get where you're coming from. I hope Harry Kane starts for Spurs because I don't believe he'll be fit and I think that will slow them down. If it wins, you'll get over 3k, John, for your bet, but it has to be in 90 minutes. Yeah, mate, I'm with you. Obviously, I want to be celebrating a win, but knowing that you would have 3k as well, mate, if we win, that would make it a little bit sweeter. I'm not going to lie. I love hearing people having wins. Craig, I completely respect you for what you've done this year. I've been doing YouTube since 2016 and I'm only at 285 subscribers. You're a great example of a YouTube superstar, mate. I'm fucking nowhere near a YouTube superstar. I'm a normal fella. I can't explain. I've had this conversation with people before and they've said, have you got any advice? I don't know how we got here. I honestly have no idea how we're at 15,000 subscribers. I'm very, very grateful, but I've done nothing that I consider any different to what anybody else does. I just try and have fun. I know I'm a little bit off the wall at times. That's my personality, though. I'm a little bit nuts, to be honest, but I hope in a nice way. But mate, just keep plugging away. One thing could go your way. Just don't give up. It could be one video that goes well for you and people get to see your stuff. It could be a turn of events on your channel. It could be an invite from somebody else. Just don't give up. I know you didn't really ask me for advice here, so sorry that I'm dishing it out. But just be yourself, mate, and just be. And when I say be yourself, I mean don't be fake. Not that I'm saying that you are, but it's so easy to do streams if you are genuinely who you are. It's very difficult to come on and try and play up to a character or maybe I'm just a shit actor so I couldn't do it, but for me I just tried to come on and be myself. I'm very blessed that I've got a really good group behind me and I've got an amazing YouTube partner in Connor, who without Connor, as I've always said, this channel wouldn't exist. I've also been lucky. I've had a little bit of experience in pirate radio when I was younger, then the podcast, so I've always found speaking quite easy. But the thing that I think mostly has helped us is we got some really good subscribers at the start. We kind of tried to keep the chat friendly Made sure we got as many trolls out as quickly as we could, and we let be known that like we're not going to put up with shit on here. You are more than welcome to come, have fun, banter, but we want people who are going to add to the group and not take away from it, and not have. I want people to be able to come express themselves and share views that might not be the view of everybody, but their view will be respected, and we've tried to do that in the whole. Now, of course, at times we're not going to disagree, or we're not going to agree. People will disagree in things, and I've had moments where I've probably acted harshly, and I've had moments where I might have well, I know I've definitely had moments where I've misinterpreted what people have been saying, but I'm always happy to hold my hands up if I'm wrong. So thank you for your kind words. I hope your channel grows. I'm sure it will. Just keep plugging away, buddy. This has been a fluke for us. That's all I can put it down to, because I'm not a pundit. I'm just a fan. That's it. I just got lucky. And I hope we continue to keep getting lucky, because I love doing it and I love getting to talk to people. So thank you. Thoughts on Chris Hughton sacking, said Douglas James Horn. An absolute, I said it earlier on, mate, an absolute joke. I think he's overachieved at the club, if nothing. And I've yet to see people who... it's been lovely, actually, to see the football world almost condemn this unanimously as a ridiculous decision from Brighton. He is one of the good guys of football, Chris Hughton. And I'm not just saying this because he represented Ireland. I genuinely think he is a good man. I mean, so knowledgeable about the sport. He's been in it his entire life. It's just wrong for me, buddy. Just wrong. And I don't wish relegation on any club, of course not, but I think this will come back to bite Brighton in the ass, unless they have an absolute masterstroke up their sleeve that none of us know anything about. But even taking that into an account, I still think he deserved better than he's after receiving by Brighton. See the United fan with Aguero on the back of his jersey. I did see that. It was. I thought it must have been photoshopped at first, mate. Honestly, but if it wasn't, then it's all kinds of wrong, isn't it? It's no, just no. Do you think we should follow the German model and go with the 50+1 rule? Very difficult to implement now, Alex Gomez. And my limited understanding of the 50+1 rule, I think, is that an owner can only own 49% of the club, and the fans or a fan trust has to own 50% plus 1. Is that right? Anybody who follows German football very closely? Or is it the other way around, that an owner can own 50% plus 1 and the fans can own 49%? Or have I got it completely wrong? I do think the way the league has been set up now, Alex, and the money that the clubs are valued at these days, I just can't see it ever being implemented into the Premier League. Oh, look, my new favourite name. Craig is the best, by the way. That's my favourite account name now, mate. Thank you. Mountjoy Radio, Craig. This one goes out to Deco and Block C. Big up, Deco. Much love, man. Keep your head down, pal. Stay clean. You'll be out before you know it. Crosby Red said, Craig, did you see the Anfield rap did something on Lucas Leiva celebrating when he signed for us? I didn't know, but I will go and look for it. I'm mad on the Lucas Leiva propaganda. I've been banging that drum for many years, and I don't need any extra excuse to watch the Anfield rap because they're excellent at what they do. Cape Town Muslims said, where's that comment gone? Excuse me, mate. I'm just trying. Oh, there we go. Craig, think we appreciate you're a genuinely nice, humble guy. Marshmallow. I'll take the marshmallow part. I'm a fortunate guy, mate. As I said, just fortunate to be able to get to do this every night. It's for me as a football fan, it's a dream come true. So, I mean, that maybe sounds a little bit cheesy. Sorry, I didn't mean it to come across that way. But you guys have impacted my life in much more of a positive way than I ever feel I could impact yours. Put it that way. So nobody ever needs to thank me for anything. You guys are the ones that show up here every night, and you guys are the ones that show us love and give us your comments and I mean, to see the same names every night, you've no idea how much that means to us. And I speak for Connor as well here, even though he's probably modelling his jacket somewhere at home as we speak, throwing 50 quid up in the air and just seeing how many of them he can catch. Because, you know, Connor's all about that life, that YouTube life. I never knew this channel existed until a couple of months ago, said Elijah John 5. I'm glad you found us, mate. I'm glad you found us. I'm glad you found us, and I'm glad you liked it. The Lucas signing was on there on this day series. Ah, that makes sense. David McKeown said, being fake, people spot that straight away and things go downhill. Yeah, look, we'll all have our moments. I'm sure I'll have meltdowns on here, mate. I'm sure I'll make many, many, many more mistakes. But I'll be me. I can't be anything but me. And if people dig it, good. If people don't, then I'm always open to constructive criticism and I'll try and improve however I can. Craig, should we have Goodison in the background? It's an eyesore, mate. Why would you do that? Nah, nobody wants to look at Goodison, mate. Even the bitter blues that want to look at Goodison, really. Were the fans singing the new Fabinho song yesterday? Honest answer, Kyle, is I don't know, buddy. Sorry, I won't lie to you, I don't know. Shabir said, doing a great job, Craig. Keep up the good work. Again, mate, thank you, sincerely. Liam said, Craig, who'll be your perfect signing this summer? And who do you feel takes on to the next level and improve us even more? Timo Werner. I know you guys are sick of hearing me saying that name, but at his young age, what is he, 23? Timo Werner? He could be so pivotal in our attack, and it would allow us to rest forwards. It would maybe even allow us to drop Bobby a bit deeper, or even change the system perhaps if we brought in Timo Werner. That's something that we couldn't rule out. Maybe we go 2 up top and we go to a 4-4-2 diamond or something. I just think he would be a great signing for us. I really do. Sing LA. I can't. My voice is so strained, buddy. For all the singing we did yesterday and the lack of sleep. Is your chat erroring? No, not to me, Lee. It's looking all good at my end, buddy. I changed my name because you're the best. My other name was Brandon Kelly. Thank you, Brandon. I'll try and remember that your name is Brandon, because I don't want to be reading out Craig is the best all the time, because people are going to go, look at this fucking dickhead coming on here and he thinks he's king of the cock of the walk. Is that the phrase? Cock of the walk? Is that the one? I read a comment on Twitter earlier on which made me laugh. We posted up, myself and Connor did a little review of yesterday. I think it was more of the game or the season, and we put up, I think it was like a minute and 50 seconds long or something. And somebody replied to it by saying, I don't care, but I like this fella. And I was just thinking, how the fuck do I take that? I mean, yeah, thank you for the compliment, but the I don't care part really threw me. It was basically me. I was thinking like, I don't care that everyone thinks this lad's a prick. I like him. And I said to Connor, I don't know how to interpret this one. I said thank you to him, of course. And somebody else said, I like him. He's a little bit off the wall at times, but he seems like a decent lad. But the part that really made me smile about the comment was that he said, my nephew even says what he says all the time, up the motherfucking Reds. And I thought, well, one, I love that. But two, I don't want to be influencing young kids to swear in front of, well, you say young, I don't know how old he is, in front of their parents or their aunts or uncles. So, up the motherfucking Reds. Do you hear that, kids? Up the motherfucking Reds. Look at the Irish, said Dave from McKeown. I'll take it, mate. What's the abuse Gary Neville got from the City fans? Yeah, it was horrible, Willow, wasn't it? It was horrible, particularly because he was basically backing them for most of the season to win the league over us. Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, what I did notice about that video, and anyone who's seen the video will know what I'm talking about. He hasn't lost his reactions, Gary Neville, has he? He ducked that point quick enough. I mean, he got out of the way very, very quickly. He's obviously still in good shape. Craig, thinking about goalkeepers, do you remember Bruce Grobler? He was crazy, said Albertus. Yes, I do. He was nuts. I remember watching him warming up. They played a friendly in Dublin against Shelbourne when I was younger. And I remember him warming up, and he had the ball behind the goal line, and he was able to curl the ball out onto the field and back into the goal. And I just remember being mesmerised by Grobler. He's brilliant. He was batshit crazy in a lovely way. I mean, you never knew what he was going to do on the pitch. He could pull out a howler and he could pull out an absolute worldie. But all in all, yeah, you've got to have fond memories of Bruce Grobler. Brighton's masterstroke is the Swansea manager, Potter. Well, I know I'm just trying to think. So Potter is the gentleman who was at, is it Osterunds in Sweden? that got them pretty far in the Europa League and Arsenal knocked him out? Is he that gentleman that then went to Swansea and done okay with Swansea this season? But I know he's a very highly thought of young manager. What do you think of the fan statements like "we beat you" when the fans just watched? I think it's stupid as well as hating other teams' fans. See, I would describe Liverpool as we at times, or us, when I'm talking about Liverpool. So I wouldn't hold that against any other team's fans. The hating on us part, fuck them, mate, is the honest answer, Stephen. Fuck them. Everybody hates us now because we're relevant and they're worried about us. They'll give us the bottlers, they'll give us all the other bullshit that is just another sign to let us know we're in their heads and they fear us. I lost a little bit of respect for Wolves fans, actually. I'm not going to lie about that. I didn't like their carry on. I don't want to get into why, but there's more details around why I don't like the Wolves fans. Just, yeah, I don't want to get into it. And I don't mean, this is coming across wrong. Sorry, how am I going to rejig this one? So when Liverpool played West Bromwich Albion, you remember that they left 96 empty seats there, which was an absolute touch of class from West Bromwich Albion. Well, Liverpool fans went and I think helped with food bank collections and stuff for the Midlands area, and to hear Wolves, who were, and my knowledge of English geography and stuff is very limited, so I'm just taking some stuff as I've been reading it online, so if I've any misinformation, please do accept my apology on that. But they were saying things like, for an area that has its own economic hardships, to be singing things like "Sign On" to Liverpool fans, and I mean, it's just other bits and pieces that I heard. A club that I've held in such high esteem, Wolves, that from the fans was it wasn't great. Now I did hear that they were whispering and sending messages out that Brighton had scored. Now I like that. That's a bit of shithousery, and when they hadn't scored, I like that. That's a little bit of shithousery, and I do like a bit of shithousery, a bit of mischievous fun. I like that, but the other stuff, yeah, no need for it whatsoever. Elijah Johnson, watching Salah's daughter score the goal at the Cop End was magical. It's an annual thing, buddy, isn't it, at this point? But the overwhelming emotion was the first time she scored it, it was great, and she ran back and see that wonderful big beaming smile on her face. The second time, the crowd cheers so loud that she covered her hands over her ears. But just seeing Mo Salah and that love and that pride, and it was just beaming all over his face at his little girl. I'll tell you what though, she can dribble, can't she? She's got good close control. So fair play to her. She's obviously been watching Daddy and learning. Liverpool 5 times said, Grobler, apologies for the spelling, once played for my local club Plymouth when they were like in League 2. Apparently he used to run out of the halfway line. Yeah, he was, as I said, he was batshit crazy, but in a great way. Liam said, yeah, you definitely put it on every time you went past the window. You put in for a minute and pulled your modelling face, didn't you? I don't have a modelling face, mate. I don't even have blue steel. I mean, my face is basically... I have one expression, actually, I think, Liam. People like... You know, everyone has a photographic smiley face. I don't. Look at how small my tiny little mouth is. I don't have a big, like, cheesy, beaming... fake smile for photos and stuff. My smile is like, that's me for pictures, like smile. I just have to genuinely be laughing or I can't fake smile. So I don't even have blue steel. As I said, I don't have that look. Why would Brighton sack their manager? I don't know, Jack. There's no logical reason for it. None. Unless, maybe they thought he's got as much out of the players as he could. I don't know. But I think he's been overperforming, as do many, many other people. You see Hendo's girls do the Gegenpress. No, the only thing I actually seen about Jordan Henderson and his two young ladies was when he was carrying them out. That was it. That's all I'd seen on that one. But you know what? I'm not surprised. As I said, kids are sponges and they learn a lot from their parents. Festus Brown said, please Klopp sign Ziyech of Ajax for us. That guy is something else. Watch the guy. I've seen him lots and lots, mate. Before the World Cup, obviously we need a very good World Cup with Morocco. I'm still undecided on him at the very, very, very top level in the Premier League. Obviously he's performed in Europe this season with Ajax, and that can't be doubted, but I don't know. Anything that Jurgen Klopp decides on, of course, I'm fully confident in. So if Jurgen Klopp decides that the Hakim Ziyech is who he wants, then who the hell am I to say no? For me, though, he wouldn't be in my top 3 on the list, in the 10. But I also wouldn't be overly concerned if we did sign him. I mean, I'm sure he'd fit in and do well. You smile with your eyes. Oh, I'm taking that, Bernadette. I'm taking that. Thank you. Oh, I never actually thought about that before, Bernadette. Thank you. You've made me feel a little bit better now, because I always felt shitty in these pictures when everybody else has these wonderful, big, happy, beaming smiles, and I'm just like, sorry. I have to be laughing really, or I can't fake laugh. Sean-Luke Doherty O'Brien said, I could see Man City staggering a bit next season and win the Premier League, and we win the Premier League by 20 points. Yeah, I don't care what Guardiola says. He wants the Champions League. Manchester City's owners want the Champions League very, 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 very badly. You bring Pep Guardiola in for one reason and one reason only, and that is success. And nobody can deny he's had domestic success, tremendous domestic success. But as great of a manager as he is, and I'm not doubting his calibre as a manager, and I will argue against anybody who says he's a fraud, or anybody who said that he can only manage with a blank checkbook. I don't believe that is necessarily the case, because he gets the best out of players and he improves players, and I think that's all you can ask for from a manager. And also, somebody has to manage these megastars, so I don't hold that against Guardiola. But when it comes to Europe, since he left Barcelona, am I right in saying that the semi-final of the Champions League is as far as he's gotten? He went to Bayern Munich, and look, to be fair, most of us in this chat could win the fucking Bundesliga with Bayern Munich over the past few years. Now this year Dortmund pulled their socks up a bit, and it looks like there's 2 points in it going into the final day of the season. You know, you'd still make Bayern Munich favourites, but winning the fucking Bundesliga with Bayern Munich is not an achievement. Most managers could get that done. So the fact that he hasn't won a Champions League, or even really looked like winning a Champions League since he left Manchester City, is the only thing I would ever even attempt to hold against Guardiola, because you cannot doubt his pedigree. He is a sensational manager. I don't buy into the whole thing that said that he inherited Messi and yada yada yada. He had to put that team together. He had to get them playing. He had to get the level of performances. He had to get the buy-in from them. He had to get them to play in the system that he wanted. But I also don't buy into his nonsense about saying he wants the league more than the Champions League. I don't buy that one bit. I'm sorry. I just don't buy it one fucking bit. He wants the Champions League and Man City won the Champions League. That doesn't to say if he doesn't win there he's a failure. Far from it. I wouldn't say that either. It's kind of like limbo right now, waiting for the final, said Elijah John. Hughton got a raw deal, said Cobra. Damn right you did, pal. I've not met one person yet, whether they be a fan of Brighton or not, who said that Chris Hughton was correctly sacked. Everybody feels he was hard done by. Wolves sing and sign on when their captain is a Scouse Liverpool fan. Exactly, mate. That gives 100% for that club every single week, and is the epitome of a player who never gave up, who didn't make it at Liverpool, went down, dug in, progressed, worked his ass off, and they love him, and so they should love him. But he embodies the Scouse mentality, and for them to do that, it was just horrible. I didn't like it one bit. It's not banter. I mean, sing and sign on is not fucking banter. Oh, you were talking about Connor with his coat. Oh yeah, he was definitely doing that, Liam. Sorry, you're nailed on there. Every time Connor walks past the mirror with his coat on, he's definitely giving it the full on duck face look. Adidas can even make bright orange Wolves kit look good. I actually love the 2 Wolves kits this season, Lee. The home and the away. I think they're both excellent kits. Where are all the trolls, said Crosby Red. Fuck them. I don't know. It's better when they're not here, isn't it? It's much better when it's just us talking about the Reds, and of course we had a couple of United fans in as well, regulars that are always great and great to have in. But yeah, trolls, I don't know. Maybe they're having a little end of season break. Crosby Red, I don't know. Virgil's daughter was gorgeous, said Stephen Richards. I didn't see her. I didn't see them, or I didn't see her. Excuse me. But I'm sure she's as cool as her dad as well. No truth in the rumour that Alisson dropped his daughter. Oh, she nutmegged them though. Do you know what I mean, Elijah John? There's no coming back from that. Did everybody see that Alisson Becker... Well, to be fair, it was a great strike. It was unstoppable from his young lady. But I love that part of it. I love at the end of the season seeing the families coming out and the feel-good factor around Anfield, and obviously the cop giving the golden sambas out, and it was just special this year. There's just that feeling of anticipation in the air. Obviously, having the Champions League final and June the 1st massively helps, but pride. I keep coming back to that word, but everybody knows this isn't the end of anything. This is the beginning, and it's great time to be a Red. Lee said, I saw a Wolves fan in Stanley Park. The shirt looked beautiful in the sun. It is a damn nice shirt. Craig, where's the watch along for the first leg of the Barca game? I think I said at the time, mate, we had technical issues afterwards, so we had to ditch the stream, which annoyed me because it would have done better for us if it was up there, and you know, coupled with what happened afterwards, it would have been great for people to be able to see the two, but unfortunately, mate, technical issues meant we had to pull that stream, so yeah, sadly. The Irish Beard said, bring the trolls in, I want to use my remove button, I'm getting bored. Been enjoying the playoffs. Oh, what happened actually with Tranmere tonight? Sorry. Does anybody know what happened there? It was 1-1 with Forest Green Rovers in the second leg, 2-1 to Tranmere on aggregate before I came upstairs to get set up, so I've no idea how that one finished. And yes, Stephen Richards, a very good point. Does anybody have an answer for this one as well? Somebody mentioned it to me yesterday. Why were Liverpool not wearing their new kit for the last game of the season, which is something that we've done for as long as I can remember in recent years? Yeah, strange. I can't figure that one out, but maybe somebody knows in the chat. Strikers will do us good for the upcoming season, said Albertus. Mike Dean looked like he was enjoying himself at the Forest Green Tranmere Rovers match tonight. I can't wait to watch the vlog of you mad guys on the town. It was good. It was enjoyable, and it was great that I actually only got to see it, as I said, at the same time as everybody else. So well done to Connor for his heronomics. See, I'm going to try and start getting the word out more. Tranmere went through. Nice one. Well in. Delighted for them. Well done to Tranmere. What's your early call for who gets relegated next season? Ooh. It's difficult to say until you know what happens in the transfer window. I'm going Brighton because of what they did this season, getting rid of Chris Hughton. So I'll give an early shout for Brighton. You'd probably say one at least of the promoted clubs would get relegated, just going off recent statistics or history. I don't know who that would be, and I don't want them to, because I like Norwich, I like Sheffield United, and if Villa get up or if Leeds get up, or I don't want West Brom to come up. Actually, I've said that many times, not because I've had against West Brom in general as a club, very classy over the 96 thing. They just always still have an awful bang of Tony Pulis off them for me. So yeah, I don't mind any of them coming up from the clubs that are in the Premier League right now. Who I'd be worried about. I think Burnley will do all right. I think they'll be quite clever in the recruitment. Bournemouth, they have some. If they can keep hold of their players, they should be safe enough as well. Southampton, no, they won't. I don't know. I can't pick because I would have been, if you had asked me to start of this season to pick, I'd have been way off on who I picked. Craig, why was there no live stream versus Wolves? I was in Liverpool, Russell. Myself and Connor and October and Stephen and Willow and Louise and who else am I forgetting here? Cash and Andrew and lots of other people. We were over in Liverpool for the game. We were over in Liverpool for the last day of the season, so no watch along. I had to find some other shit channel to watch. I'm sorry about that, mate. It's just, I haven't been over this season, so it was the only time we could get over, so sorry. But I'll be available for all the pre-season games. The Champions League final, we'll be having a watch along on here. Brian will be with me, Connor will be with me for that watch along, so we'll be live doing that. We'll have a massive build up show beforehand, then a separate stream for the final, and then of course a celebration hopefully afterwards with another stream. We'll have transfer news videos coming up over the summer. Our podcasts are coming back in a couple of weeks, which will be video podcasts and all free on the channel as well. So I am sorry, Russell, but a man's got to do what a man's got to do, and that's the longest I've been without being over to Liverpool, so I had to get over. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch back up. Tranmere in the final, thank you for that one. Sheffield United will be relegated, said Press Salah. United, Man City and Chelsea, said the Irish Beard. Tranmere are through to the League 1 playoff league, which is, or League 2, well, League 2 playoff to get into League 1, sorry. They're letting us, Craig, heard they're letting us use the new kit for the final. Nah, I don't think that's the case. Oh, I don't know that to be an absolute fact, Stephen, but didn't do it last year. I've yet to see any team do it, actually, that I can remember in the Champions League. I think you have to register the kit. But I hope I'm wrong, because I'd love to see us wearing it. If Sheffield United get Ziyech, they'll stay up, said Connor. It's a good shout, mate. Dark Rielbo's a Norwich fan. How are you? Welcome and congratulations on your promotion. Tranmere to win the Premier League before Everton. I mean, well, yeah, why not? They've about as much chance of winning it as Everton do. Are Newcastle in trouble if Rafa leaves? Oh God, yes. Yes. Because if Rafa leaves, he'll leave because he's not getting backed by the board. And Rafa has done wonders at that club, so I would say definitely Luke. And I don't want him to. As I said, I like Newcastle. Does Forest Green get another red card, Joanne? So that's one in the first leg and one in the second leg. I spoke to a young lady with his mum who was running a stall LFC t-shirts and said, we're going to win the Champions League 3-0. Salah, Mane and Virgil van Dijk going to score. Oh, actually, a bit of a shout out. We were in Sports Direct yesterday as well as Liverpool Store and a few other pieces. And for anyone who lives near Liverpool, I assume that they're only going to be really on sale in Liverpool, but I could be wrong. Sports Direct were selling the Never Give Up t-shirts, but they were Never Give Up, and there was Madrid Champions League final, and they were like $4.99 or something if you wanted to pop in. Now they weren't the black and white ones, they were white with red, but they did have them at like $4.99 or something really relatively inexpensive, so maybe check them out. Good morning, Rod. Rod videoed us yesterday, video called us when we were in the pub, and I felt so bad that I couldn't hear a word you were saying, buddy. It was lovely that you messaged us or you videoed us, and it was great that you were able to have a quick look around, and I'm so sorry that I just couldn't hear what you were saying because it was so noisy. Scotty said, I want Villa up, I have a soft spot for them. I just think they're too big of a club to not be in the Premier League. Now obviously you get what you deserve, like, and they've no moral right to be there. Elijah John said, I don't like Villa. Wolves are going to finish above United next season if they keep their players, said Sean. United will be relegated, said Festus Brown. You should be on the kickoff for the final with True Geordie. That would be amazing. I've tried to catch his attention, Boba Fett. I've tagged him in a post on Twitter. I've done everything to try and catch the big man's attention, and either he's seen it and he just doesn't like me, or doesn't think I'm up for it, or he hasn't seen it. But either way, if you want to go on there and do me a favour, anybody, find that post and retweet it for me or tag him. I'd love to get on at some point. A Red Man City won't be banned next year. It'll be 2021. They're not sure. It was mentioned in one of the articles, Dark Rob, but you are right, mate. It definitely was discussed. But I think none of us know yet, because none of us even know if they're 100% going to be charged by UEFA. It seems as if it looks that it might be going that way, but until we have the facts, I suppose it's wrong of us to just guess. The Irish Beard said, if Man City are banned from Europe, it'll make them stronger in the league. I don't think it's good. Well, let's not forget that the Premier League are investigating as well, so there's two separate investigations going on there. All Rafa has ever wanted is an owner to back him properly. Almost never got that. Massively unlucky and unfairly treated, said Brian Morrissey. And loved by fans wherever he's been, Brian, which tells you a lot, doesn't it? Because they know he's got their best interests at heart as well. Liam said they're not allowed to wear the new kit for the Champions League final. They've got to wear the kit they had all season, which was what I believe to be the case. Rod said, by the way, we're already winners. We've won Klopp and each other. There you go. I'll take it, Rod. Graham Holmes said, if Man United get to spend 300 million this summer, would it be right for everyone to put their prices up for them? Say squeeze double out of them. It will happen regardless, Graham, because they're not in the Champions League. So players will want more wages, maybe more signing on bonuses. Clubs are gonna know that they're desperate, and we've been in these positions ourselves previously. So I think you're right. I don't know how much money they have. I seen Mark suggest earlier on something. Well, I'm not saying suggest. He said if the rumoured 200 million that United have to spend is true, and there was to sell Pogba and De Gea, then there is a chance to rebuild that squad. But even at that, I think it's a 2-3 window job minimum for United. You're too big for the kick-off now, said the Irish beard. I really amn't. And it would be another little box ticked off in little moments in life, wouldn't it? I mean, true Geordie, no matter if you're a fan or not a fan, you have to be impressed by the gentleman. He's had a tremendous rise up and very popular, and it would be an honour to go on and have a chat with him and see what he's like and see if we get on, because I'm always interested to see if I get on with people as well. He's afraid of the competition. I'm sure he really isn't, Brian. Little old me, nah, he's successful, but I'm happy as well. I'm happy with what we're doing. Please get Jurgen on the show, Craig, before the final. Actually, funnily enough, Shabir, I've said this from day one. I've got no interest in interviewing players or getting access to the club. Now, if it came our way, I wouldn't say no, but it's not something I've ever chased because I don't think the club will like what I'm doing. I think, obviously, the style of language that I use, the club could never be seen to support. Of course, they're a family club and they're professionally run and all that, so I don't think that will ever happen. And when we started the channel, I was content with that from day one because it was never what I wanted. My whole focus and Connor's whole focus on this was always to meet fans. It was only about meeting other fans. Redmen TV, the Anfield Rap, they're the thoroughly professional outfits that are established and have earned the right to talk to Jurgen Klopp and the players and do their own things, and I'm always just happy with chatting to fans. I'd much rather hear what you guys have to say and chat to you and get to know you guys more than stuff like that. And another reason is because if I ever did talk to Jurgen Klopp or Andy Robertson or whoever, I couldn't ask them what I wanted to ask them, and they couldn't give me the answers that I want to hear. And by I say I want to hear, I mean the honest, genuine, not PC, not media savvy, trained to within an inch of their lives answers, and it just fucking wouldn't interest me, to be honest. I'd rather have a pint with them in the pub and never be able to record and have a conversation with them than have to go on and ask the same monotonous, asked a million times questions that they give the normal politically correct. Yeah, it just doesn't appeal to me. Actually, to be quite honest with you, seeing some journalists not be able to ask the questions that I'm sure that they want to ask in post-match interviews and stuff, it bugs me, because let's use Mourinho as an example at United. So at the end of his tenure at United, I mean, dude was just talking out his arse, for use of a better phrase, and I don't remember a single journo saying, Jose, that's nonsense. I mean, what you're saying there is complete and utter rubbish, mate. And the fact that you're saying 3 times, respect 3 times, means nothing to Manchester United or Manchester United fans, Jose, because you didn't win the league with them. So saying the number 3 means nothing. That's what I'd have liked to have heard them say. And I know the reason that they probably can't is because that they're worried for their jobs, and they're worried that their paper or their media source might be blacklisted then from future interviews. It's not real. We want real. So the fact that sometimes you see like Jamie Carragher at the Boss Night, for instance, is a great example of this. If you haven't seen, Jamie Carragher was up on stage with Jamie Webster singing numerous songs, I believe, but the clip I seen was Virgil van Dijk's song. and he had a pint in his hand, and he was giving it socks, and he was enjoying himself, and Jamie Webster was having a great time, and the crowd were loving it, and it was real. It was fucking real, and that's what we want. We want to know that people are human, and we want to know that people are like us, and they feel like us, and they express themselves like us, and they swear like us, and they make mistakes like us, and that will endear them to us even more. So that's what I'd like to see. And that's why I've said to you guys before, I watch a lot of boxing videos. And the reason that I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube on the likes of IFL TV and stuff like that is because you'll get Eddie Hearn, or you'll get fighters, and they can say what they can't say on television. They can be funnier, wittier, they can swear, they can go a little bit further than they would, they can banter with the presenter, it's just great to watch. And I think that's why there's been such a rise in fan content and a rise in the likes of IFL TV and other great sports channels on YouTube, is because they're not withholding to have to be PC or PG or Universal or whatever. They can, people like the realism, and people like seeing a bit of themselves, and people like knowing that people aren't machines, and that they do swear, or they do make mistakes, and they do they are human. And that's why I love that type of stuff, and that's why I think we need more of it. And I've often said, I think a late night football show where people can, like Match of the Day for instance, it can't be done on BBC, but well, maybe it could be done on BBC, because the likes of Frankie Boylan that were on BBC swearing. So I'd like to see a football show where the commentators or the pundits, maybe they're just fans of the clubs, but they can go on and say what they want and speak openly and honestly about the clubs that they love, and whether that's being critical of the club, whether that's praising the club, or whether that's being completely biased about their own club, but just talk the way fans really talk. Like, really talk. That's what I'm passionate about, and that's why I love doing this so much, because we can all say what we want, and we don't have to worry about, we have to worry about copyright, and we have to worry about libelists and stuff, but mostly we can say whatever we want. And people can judge or they don't judge. It doesn't fucking matter, because we're not withholding to anybody. This is our little community, and we have the freedom to express and do whatever we want in here. And that's what I love. Anyway, ladies and gents, I'm going to start winding it down because my eyes are shut and I'm so tired. Think Sky should bring back Fan Zone. Loved it. I loved it as well, Gavin. It's a good shout, mate. I absolutely loved it. I could never go on it because I'd probably swear 20 times and it would be just beep, 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 cut, beep. But I did love it. I used to watch that when I was watching games. Fan Zone, always. Hey Louis, how are you, mate? Just seen the vlog, said Alpha G. Thank you, buddy. It was very good, and again, shout out to Connor for his amazing work on it. Unfortunately, society has changed, said Liam Hunter. It's changing though, I think, fortunately, Liam. I'm not sure what angle you're taking on it, mate, so maybe I'm picking this up incorrectly, but I think that we're getting more of this now rather than less. I mean, we're seeing much more stuff now, and we've much better access to footballers and football clubs, and like the inside Liverpool stuff, all those little clips of the dressing room. People get to see the little moments that they haven't seen before, and I think I love that. Where else do you get to see real nipples like Craig's? There you go. Cape Town Muslim. I mean, there you go. And free. Do you know what I mean? Free man nipples. Liam said it was brilliant to see Cara doing the boss night. Just being himself. Remember a few years ago, it was about 2018, Cara walking through town eating a pasty. Exactly. That's it. He's a fan. He's a football man, and nobody's going to think any less of him on Sky Sports, knowing that he has a point or that he uses a swear word every now and again, because he's normal. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to say goodnight. My voice is absolutely shot, but I'll be back as always tomorrow at 9:45, and we'll go again, and we'll start our build up, and we'll talk about whatever the hell you guys want to talk about. I want to say again, I do apologise for people who were maybe expecting a watch along on Sunday, or were a little bit disappointed that we didn't have one. I tried to remind people as many times as I could, but I know that not everybody will watch all through a stream, or maybe people just missed out on it. So I do apologise for that. I like to be consistent, and I don't like letting anybody down. So again, apologies for that one. But if there's one thing I'd like you all to try and feel at the end of this season, or to consider, is don't think of it as failure in the league. Please don't. I know it's tough. It's easier to say that, but just be proud of your boys and know that they're going to be back next year, and they'll have learned from this again and will push on again, and that league title will come home eventually. And for that and everything else, guys, thank you. Connor said it at the end of the vlog as well. Thank you for what's been an amazing season. Our first season as a channel, our first proper season. We cannot express our gratitude enough, so thank you. But it's not over. June the 1st. Lots of time to go. Look, please do subscribe if you haven't done so already. And of course, if you have 2 seconds, just drop a thumbs up on the stream. Is there anything else I'm forgetting about? I always feel like I am. Look, there probably isn't. As always, take care of your loved ones. No, take care of your families. I'm so tired of forgetting my own fucking finishing. Take care of your families. Tell your loved ones that you love them. And up the motherfucking Reds.